Sai Ram and welcome to Prashanti Chronicles. We are at one of the most serene, sublime and spiritually uplifting places of Puttaparthi. Even though this place is outside the Prashanti Nilayam ashram, the moment you step in here, you feel you have entered the ashram all over again. You can listen to the beautiful chirping of the birds. This place surrounded by lovely sands, gentle breeze, flowers and trees. This is the holy site where the divine parents of Bhagwan, Pedda Venkaparaju and Mother Ishwaramma reside. It was in the early morning hours of May 6, 1972. Suddenly, Mother Ishwaramma calls out to Bhagwan, Swami, Swami, and Swami from upstairs responds saying, I am coming. And he comes down with a silk sari in his hand. Bhagwan goes straight to Mother Ishwaramma. Venkamma Garu, the elder daughter of Mother Ishwaramma, was there by her side. Swami tells her she attained what she always prayed for, a painless Passover. She is extremely fortunate. Bhagwan then draped her body with silk cloth, even as Kamavadhani Garu, the Vedic scholar, was there chanting Vedic hymns. Professor Kasturi, the author of The Chosen Mother, likens the call of Mother Ishwaramma to that of Gajendra calling out to Lord Vishnu, and the Lord immediately responding. It is like two wires connecting in that split second and the release happening simultaneously. Mother Ishwaramma is revered, adored and worshipped the world over, not just because of the matchless fortune she had of mothering the divine, but because of the matchless things she achieved with the opportunity she was blessed with. At the root of all the social welfare initiatives of the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust, be it the schools, the hospitals and the colleges, it was her sincere prayer to Bhagwan to establish them. Her heart melted at the misery of the rural folk around. In fact, she was the happiest when the construction of the Sri Sathya Sai General Hospital began. She herself would join the women devotees hauling sand, stone and bricks up to the construction site. She would go into the homes of the villagers, take the women patients to the doctor in the hospital, advise them not to go to the local quacks, and once they were admitted, she would be there with them till they recovered, so that they know that there is a mother in this village who cares for them, who is deeply interested in their health, in their happiness, in their welfare. There are any number of instances when Mother Ishwaramma, unable to bear the suffering of a devotee, went to Bhagwan and pleaded on the devotee's behalf. There was this couple from West Godavari who had come to Puttaparthi with a sick child. They stayed in Prashanti Nilayam for 7 days seeking Bhagwan's audience. They could not get that opportunity and they were leaving crestfallen. At that moment, Mother Ishwaramma sees them, and when she hears their plight, she takes that little child by her hand straight to Swami's room and pleads, Swami, you have to do something for this child. Swami hears her prayer very patiently and simply says, Chustanu, I will see. But Mother Ishwaramma says, no Swami, you have to cure the child. And Swami gives in to her prayer and heals the child. The prayer of a mother never goes unfulfilled. But imagine the prayer of the Divine Mother. That is why our prayers to her are important. Her blessings for us are potent. Perhaps it is to cultivate in us this sense of reverence, this sense of gratitude and love for the Divine Mother that Swami himself used to come to this shrine every year on Ishwaramma Day. In May 2010, when Bhagwan was here, it was a very, very touching sight. And Brother Arvind Sai, who is here with us now, he was very much inside this shrine, this altar, when Bhagwan came in. Brother, you recall that moving scene?
Sai Ram Vishu, indeed it's a great opportunity to be back here, seeking Mother's blessings. I vividly remember being here on 6th May 2010. We are all doing bhajans there outside, just outside Samadhi, and Swami was inside doing the rituals. There was a ritual going on here. And suddenly Swami called for both of us, me and my Burakada partner, and asked us to sing two of the beautiful songs which he liked the most from the Burakada presentation, which was performed on Ishwaramma. So I just want to sing that
Please.
beautiful padyam. It goes like this. Ratnakaravamshapu Rajamata Samataku mamataku Punadivesina punita Nitiki seva niratiki Nilachina navyagita మదరు తెరిసాను మరిపించిన దైవమాత నిదురించిన భక్తికి తొలి కోడి కూత మహిళామణి లోకానికి భగవద్గీత నినుగన్న పుడమి తల్లికి సన్నిహిత రత్నాకర వంశపు రాజమాత ఆ ఆ And the meaning also is so beautiful, Vishu. I just wanted to tell.
Please.
Ratnakara Vamshapu Rajamata. Here, the poet says that she is the crest jewel of Ratnakara clan.
Wow.
And Samataku Mamataku, Punadi Vesina Punita, which means that she stood for compassion and unity.
Wow.
Nitiki Seva Niratiki, Nilachina Navyagita, she stood for morality in society. Seva Niratiki, for service. Nidurinchina Bhaktiki Toli Kodikuta, the devotion which is there in devotees, which is in slumber, she is the one, she awakens the devotion in everyone.
Wow.
And again it goes Ratnakara Vamshapu Rajamata. So this is a beautiful padyam which Swami liked. And there is another song I remember which Swami asked us to sing right here. It just goes like this. I'll just sing two lines of it.
Please.
Yenta goppa intivamma Sadhviro Ishwaramma Yenta goppa intivamma Sadhviro Ishwaramma Yavaru saati leru neeku Jagatilona Devudamma ఎవరు సాటి లేరు నీకు జగతిలోన దేవుడమ్మ ఎంత గొప్ప ఇంతివమ్మ సాధ్విరో ఈశ్వరమ్మ. These two songs and many more compositions or dramas whenever staged in front of Bhagavan, I always felt that Swami is trying to drive home the lesson, saying that one should have that kind of a devotion, compassion and love for one's mother.
Yeah.
You know, even in discourses when we hear Bhagavan saying about mother,
Yes.
it is not that he's telling it is about Ishwaramma or
Yes.
it's about when Swami narrates about Gandhiji's
Yes.
mother. It is each one of us
Absolutely.
should have that fervor and that
Yes.
love for mother, and
Absolutely.
that through his life he showed all this to all of us.
In fact, I think we have seen any number of occasions when the very mention of the word Ishwaramma, that would overwhelm Swami's eyes. It could be in a discourse and an interaction in a bhajan, but the very word Ishwaramma, you should see what it does to Bhagwan's heart.
It moves him a lot.
It moves him. And I think that is what Bhagwan wants us to cultivate, isn't it?
Very true.
The very mention of the word mother should melt our heart.
Very true, brother.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother.
In 2010, Bhagwan was physically 85 years old, but Swami insisted on coming inside and he personally gave the sari to be adorned on the Divine Mother. In fact, these two statues were installed in that year. Come to think of it, it was on the very last visit of Bhagwan to this shrine the last trip in his physical form, that Bhagwan blessed us with these two statues. A sculptor from Jaipur carved these beautiful images, and when they came to Prasanthi Nilayam, Swami was so ecstatic looking at these images that Swami kept these two idols in his residence in Yejur Mandir for over a month. Every day when Bhagwan came out of his room, Swami would always look at the statues. He would be so happy. Sometimes the boys who were serving Bhagwan would decorate the statues with flowers, and Swami would say, "Look at the mother. Doesn't she look beautiful?" And then Swami would go behind her and look at the way her hair is braided, and Swami would say, "See how neatly she has braided her hair." Swami would see the earrings and say, "See how splendid those earrings look." That was the joy of Bhagwan looking at the Divine Mother. In fact, Bhagwan, who is beyond time, beyond relationships, was telling us how powerful and sweet and deep this connection with the Mother should be. Whoever one may be, whoever he or she may be, our connection with our Mother should be primordial in our lives. And that is what Bhagwan lived, demonstrated, and showed us in every single act of his earthly sojourn. In fact, this space is a lovely spiritual sanctuary. You have beautiful statues of Lord Krishna and Lord Dattatreya. And what to talk about the lofty, tall coconut trees and the lovely breeze which is there all throughout the day. Next time you are in Prasanthi Nilayam, don't miss to come into this space and seek the blessings of the ones who are unmistakably the chosen ones. Souls born for the birth of the Lord, souls born to show us how we should emancipate our lives on this earth. Thank you.